everyone. Welcome to the special extended edition of Weather Underground. I'm Mark Elliott in for Mike Bettis. We are on for 3 hours tonight to keep you covered on all aspects of Winter Storm Jonas, including the severe weather side. Here's what we know right now. There are multiple states with states of emergency in place right now, including parts of Georgia and North Carolina, all of Washington, D.C., then up through Tennessee, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Maryland as well. In all, more than 76 million people are under some type of winter storm alert right now. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore City schools have already closed for tomorrow, and so far, the airlines have canceled more than 1,200 flights from up and down the East Coast, Atlanta to New York, and just about everywhere in between. Of course, there's a wet and stormy side of Winter Storm Jonas. What you're looking at here are the current tornado watches that are in place, going until 7 o'clock local time there in Louisiana and stretching towards the east into Mississippi and southeastern Louisiana until 10 o'clock. Let's check in with severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes with the latest.
And Mark, I think we'll have more tornado watches farther east than that. The upper air forcing of Jonas has caught up to the Gulf of Mexico, warm, unstable air. We've had hail to 2 inches in diameter, some wind damage, a lot of rotation that's given tornado warnings. Have not had any spotted tornadoes yet. Right at the moment, a couple of storms there south of Jackson, Mississippi with tornado warnings, one near Baton Rouge, Louisiana, one extreme southeast tip of Louisiana. So let's take a look at where these tornado warned storms are. South of Jackson, Copiah, Rankin, and Simpson counties, you can see at the very beginning a little hook that came out. It is sort of surged forward now, so it may be gusting out as it comes across this area, but still a chance from around the Pat area right now up toward Pelahatchie and Cooperville. You see in the times there in the white box there where the threat could be marching. On its heels, a little farther to the south and west, this is the storm that's had probably the strongest rotation off to the north and east of Beauregard there across Copiah and Simpson counties. That would be coming close to the Georgetown area right now up toward Mendenhall about 5:33. Then down into the area north of Baton Rouge, still tornado warning for East Baton Rouge and East Feliciana parishes. A little bit of a curlicue there near the Slaughter area, and that could go just to the north of Blairstown with a possible tornado over the next few minutes. Then way down the southeast tip, south and east of Boothville, Louisiana, Plaquemines Parish with a tornado warning as well. Here in the surface winds and temperatures, you can see there's a broad circulation of low pressure across northern parts of Louisiana, pulling in warm, moist air. Look at that, 68 degrees. In fact, at times it's been 75. You can also see the warm front that comes across the area. So you go north of Jackson, you get into the cool side, and which is why that I have not taken any severe threat through tonight farther north, much farther north than that, but I have taken it east to the Tallahassee area. Torcon values of 4 for southeast Louisiana. In fact, most of this red shaded area through the overnight tonight, including the Florida Panhandle that could go well into the overnight period. Now tomorrow, the warm front will be across central Georgia into southern parts of South Carolina. Warm, moist air coming northbound, so maybe even in the morning, parts of Alabama, West Florida Panhandle, but during the daytime period, as far east as Charleston, as far north as Macon, and across the Florida Peninsula, Torcon values of 3 for much of this area, 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles. Let's go back now underground.
Dr. Forbes, thank you so much. Of course, Winter Storm Jonas's snow and ice impacts will stretch from northern Louisiana all the way to parts of New England. Carl Parker, storm specialist here in the Weather Cave. 76 million under some kind of weather alert right now, and you can see why. It's a huge storm right now.
It is a huge storm, and this is going to end up being one of those storms that people talk about for a very long time to come. You can see the huge area of influence there, the severe storms firing up in the south, great big mid and upper level low there. It's going to translate up into the northeast, and this is our latest forecast. Now, we think there's a very, very good chance that we're going to get absolutely clobbered by snow there along the 81 corridor and along the 66 corridor in northern Virginia. It's a little trickier on the southeast side of the D.C. metro, which we're going to talk more about coming up in just about 6 or 7 minutes, and a little trickier also here on the northern edge of that precipitation. You could go from very little snow to quite a bit in very short order there, right around the New York City metro. But the other thing, of course, is that we're going to see a terrific amount of wind with all of that snow, and that's why there are now blizzard warnings in effect in the D.C. metro and blizzard watches farther north and east.
Big problems for those interstates, 81 in particular, but I-95 becomes much more questionable as you start to get some of that warm air getting towards the coastal areas.
That is really the huge question in the forecast for the eastern part of that area. So here's a look at the RPM forecast. You notice the snow is beginning to edge up into northern Virginia. So we're looking at Friday around the middle of the day, tomorrow around the middle of the day. By tomorrow night, it's really coming down in D.C. It's going to be moving in the afternoon, going strong there all along 81 back into West Virginia. The winds are picking up at this time, 20 miles per hour or stronger. You notice there's that mix there into the Delmarva and the south side of the Chesapeake Bay, and then it gets even heavier. You see some of the darker features there. That's the mesoscale banding. That's coming up into D.C. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So that's your blizzard right there, and that's going to be developing in Philly on Saturday morning. You know, the best thing you can say about this storm is the timing of it. The timing is actually really very good because most people can just stay parked at home.
Yeah, you mentioned Washington, D.C. Jonas could actually be a record-setting snowstorm for D.C. when all is said and done. The nation's capital right in the bullseye. Our own Mike Seidel live in Washington right now. Mike, I mean, they had a precursor snow, and it caused a lot of difficulties out there. Now the big one's just moving in.
Yeah, Jim Cantori and I are here with our yardstick. We're going to need that here in the district. By the way, if they do get 20.0 inches at Reagan National Airport, that'll put them in second place for the largest one-day, two-day, and three-day snowfall. So there you go. This is certainly a big one. Considering D.C., Reagan National, the official observation point, averages about 15 or so inches of snow a season. Already, schools are closed tomorrow here in the district. Government employees get to go home early. The snow emergency plan kicks in at 9:30. All of the snow won't start falling until later in the afternoon. And D.C. Metro is shutting down for the weekend. That's the entire system, buses and the subway system, Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow buses run till 5, Metro runs till 11. So it is going to be a ghost town out here for us tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Carl, Mark, back to you.
Mike, thanks so much. Yeah, they're trying to keep everyone off the roads if they can. We'll hear back with Mike just a second from now. Of course, there are areas that we know that extremely heavy snow will fall, yet there are still some major questions for some big cities. Will warm air get to near D.C., change some of that snow to a mix or rain, and limit the snowfall totals? Well, Carl Parker and I head up to the lab. We're going to analyze the problem points in this forecast. Plus, we're answering your questions tonight. Do you have something that you want to know about Winter Storm Jonas? Use the hashtag WUTV. Join the conversation right now on Twitter. We'll be answering your questions live throughout the show, so be a part of it. We'll be right back.
Sorry, guys.
How many printouts are you waiting on?
200. You?
I sent 50, but I need 10 sets for my meeting now.
Inside every business, too many people sharing a single printer can lead to big problems.
I thought we had this thing fixed.
Yeah, it doesn't stay fixed though. That's the problem.
Let Brother customize an office solution to keep everyone's workflow flowing. We'll equip you with durable, high-speed printers so you can get your documents right when you need them, putting reliability at your side.
Somebody spilled coffee in here.
When you're living with diabetes, steady is exciting. Only Glucerna has Carb Steady, clinically proven to help minimize blood sugar spikes, so you stay steady ahead.
Dyson V6 vacuum. No cord, just powerful suction.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
With Liberty Mutual new car replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. Killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
The longest-lasting midsize sedan in its class. The 2016 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
soup and sandwich and somewhere to go and clean and real and nowhere to be and warmth and looking good and sandwich and soup and inside jokes and Dad is back. Good, clean food pairs well with anything. The Clean Pairings menu, 500 calories or less. At Panera, food as it should be.
All we need to sell Strongbow Hard Cider is ice. Oh, and an award for best tasting hard cider. You're in our shot. No, I'm not. Strongbow.
Are you powered by protein? Milk has 8 grams to help give you energy to unleash your potential. Start every day with Milk's protein and Milk Life.
Severe weather is I think, when the Weather Channel really shines. You see everyone come together during severe weather events. What it comes down to is that this weather is affecting people. When you start linking the people side up to the weather and the science and the data, it makes a real connection and starts, I think, drive home the importance of what we do.
I'm meteorologist Jim Cantori in Washington, D.C. Will this be the third time in history that we've had 20 inches or snow right where I'm standing? We're going to find out only on the Weather Channel.
The severe side of Winter Storm Jonas continues to go strong. Tornado watch continues from Mississippi into Louisiana.